Hey everybody, this is Rob Archangel, and in this video I want to talk about outsourcing. Should I outsource? Should I bring in some outside help? How do I figure out if it's appropriate to me? First off, shout out to Dale L. Roberts for the inspiration for this video. Thank you, Dale. And my answer to the question of outsourcing is yes, you should outsource. But you should only outsource if you have some high value activity that you could be doing instead of whatever it is that you're thinking about outsourcing. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you are a writer or a business person and you have all sorts of different tasks that you likely are doing. Now, this is the case usually for solopreneurs, people who are trying to figure out their business and doing all sorts of things themselves, in-housing it all, and making sure that they can control the quality of everything they're doing, so forth. So it's a great business model, and it gives you an opportunity to get really effective in lots of different tasks. However, at a certain point, you may want to grow. You may want to really focus on the things that you love doing and you really enjoy spending time on and that are highest value. There's always going to be certain things that we do as part of our business that are relatively high value and relatively low value. In order to scale and to increase your revenue and increase the impact that your business has, you need to focus more on the high value activities, the things that you really are a specialist at, the things that you're really, really good at. And if you can, bring in some trusted outside help to handle some of the other aspects of business that are not as high value, that are not as fun, that are not as enjoyable. Maybe you're good at them. Maybe you're very capable at them. Maybe to some extent you even enjoy them, but you don't enjoy them as much as what you do otherwise. You might be really great at marketing, or you might be really great at writing, or you might be really great at doing public presentations. And the only reason that you're not doing more of that is because you're spending time handling the books, or cleaning up around the office, or in the case of self-publishing, doing the formatting and graphic design that you are not as efficient at. Maybe it makes sense for you to hire somebody to do those activities if you could instead be doing things that are much higher value. If you think about your dollar values of your activities, let's say the highest value work that you do is $100 or $500 an hour. If there are things that you're not doing that are scalable, that you could be doing more of, but you're not, simply because you are instead focusing on things that you could pay somebody $10 or $20 or $50 an hour, to some extent you are actually costing yourself that $50 an hour or that $400 an hour difference when you're spending time doing low value activities as opposed to when you're doing high value activities. So again, this doesn't make sense for everybody. As you're just starting out building your business, you don't necessarily know what your high value activities are yet and what your comparatively low value activities are yet. You don't know what you're efficient at. You don't know what's worthwhile. In many cases, you have more sweat equity than you have financial resources to invest, and so it makes sense to spend that time. But a lot of the folks that we end up helping are already doing really well in their business, that are successful, and it doesn't make sense for them to spend hours, or in some cases months or years, learning the ins and outs of the self-publishing industry, learning about the distribution channels, learning how to format for all the different platforms, learning about cover design, learning about audio production, learning about ghostwriting, learning about all of those things. And it's easier for them to do whatever it is they do really well, that they love doing, and to bring in some outside help. And then once they have a book, once they have that outside help fulfilled, they can really capitalize on it by doing more of the things that they really like to do. So should you outsource? Yes, you should, but only if you have a clear sense of your business and of the value of your time and what you could be doing more effectively. If you don't know that yet, then I would encourage you to hold off. Don't necessarily spend money frivolously, because you're going to have a bad experience. You're going to have a bad impression of outsourcing. You're going to think people are taking advantage of you, when in fact there are really, really great outsourcing providers out there who can really help and provide a supporting role as you grow your business. But you have to have that infrastructure in place at first, and you have to know what you're doing and know how to really take advantage of the outside help that comes in. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Again, this is Rob Archangel of archangelinc.com, and thank you for watching.